Okay, let's do video number 3, Refuting Dubay.
I've seen the International Space Station on YouTube and the astronauts floating about in it while they're orbiting the Earth at 17,000 miles per hour. You can't do that unless you're in outer space.
Now, she's right, but these guys decided to use her to laugh at her. Really, really nice people here. They just laugh at people, and that's the way you win debates, right? Okay, what are we seeing here?
Practice makes perfect.
Okay, so why is this in there? First of all, there was apparently music of some kind underneath that got taken out. And all you see... Let's see.
Don't do that unless you're in outer space.
Now watch him. Flipping around in 0G. Now, what did you see there? Because I didn't see anything that proved that he's not in 0G. But they're going to claim he was on a harness and something happened with the harness, so his flip didn't go right. You know, I would bet, and I don't know, but I would bet that this guy is probably new in space right now. He might have just got up there recently. And he's not good at doing the flip thing yet. And he's still practicing. And he says...
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect. He's still working on it. You know, that's just kind of normal for any talent that anybody has. You keep practicing and you get good at it. But there is zero evidence here that he's on a harness or anything.
Give me another
It's
week.
as simple as using a 0G plane and strapping a harness to their belt. Then, just like
a 0G plane will only give you zero gravity, so to speak, for a matter of seconds. A minute, 2 minutes. I don't know how long it is, but it's a very short time period because the way it works is that the plane is diving towards Earth. And you can't do that for really long or you die, right? So you can only do this on a plane for a very short amount of time, a matter of seconds or minutes. Now, how are you going to film all of this stuff in one of those 0G planes when they go for a lot longer than just seconds or minutes? This is an absurd argument.
Batman movies, they remove the wires using a computer.
Okay, let's look at that one. Now, what's this black line here?
They remove the...
What's this blue line here? Is that actually part of the original film? Or is that added by flat earthers who are insinuating that there's a harness here? I believe that's what this is. I don't believe these lines are from the original footage of this. I believe this was put in here by flat earthers to try and claim that there's a harness here. Why? Because of the way the shirt is. That's why he's claiming that. But in zero gravity, the shirt isn't going to fall down. The clothing on these people don't respond the same way as it does on Earth because there's no gravity up there. So you're just putting in these lines to try and claim that there's a harness when there's no proof of that. You just don't understand this because you refuse to believe in gravity.
The wires using a computer. At times, the
okay, and that one, yeah, they'll focus
manipulation
in.
reveals itself.
Yep, look at that.
The manipulation reveals.
Now, what is happening there? What is happening there? Why is it doing that? It is doing that because of video compression. Okay? Did you see that ever happen with any of the moon landing type videos? Anything like that from the 60s, 70s, 80s? No, you don't see this kind of thing because this kind of thing happens with our modern technology that works in a digital way, and we have this stuff called video compression so that we can broadcast video and stream it very quickly over the internet, but it has to go through a compression sort of concept so that you can send a lot of data quickly. Now, I'm a computer guy. I understand that But these flat earthers apparently don't understand that. And you've seen this kind of stuff all the time on the internet for the last 20 plus years. Anybody that's been on the internet, anybody that's got, TV and it's buffering, and sometimes the satellite transmission on TV goes a little haywire because of weather or whatever, and you end up getting computer garbage in there instead of the actual picture that you're supposed to see. We've all seen that. That's the kind of stuff that's happening in virtually all of these examples that they're claiming are just NASA faking things. Another point, if NASA and Hollywood are in cahoots with each other, then why is Hollywood so incredible at being able to make all of those movies that look absolutely perfect, and yet they can't get these NASA things to work right? It's ridiculous. If NASA was actually faking these with the help of Hollywood, they would look perfect. They would look just as good as the movies.
Reveals itself.
That's just a video compression problem, because the video compression holds all of the other stuff that's not moving. It holds all of that in its memory and it doesn't change it, but the movement is what actually changes in the file. And as it gets further away, it loses it. The cameras aren't sensitive enough or whatever reason it is, and it fades out and just reverts back to the way the video compression was originally like that. It looks like a picture.
Green screen and blue screen.
And look at these other things. I think we've seen something else here too. As that's moving, you notice there's other movement here too, right? Look at that. They're doing the same kind of stuff. So why would that happen? If they're fictitiously putting a person in there, why is this happening over here too? Doesn't make sense.
Screen technology cannot always be...
See that? It's so quick. This is buffering type stuff. This is video compression type stuff. We've seen this stuff in video transmission, digital video transmission. We've seen this for the last 20 years. This is nothing new. We know what causes it. It's just video, I believe they use the word artifacts in this stuff.
Not always be flawless. How can you keep denying this trickery? Here we see Europe's space...
Now that one, I don't know what that was, but I'd love to see the context of why it did that. But it doesn't prove that they're faking something. That's what the room looks like without somebody in it. And then this is the video with the guy in it. Why did it wipe him out and then bring him back? I don't know, but let's see the video in context so that we can determine that, instead of just showing it on the screen for 2 seconds and claiming that they're faking it.
Here we see Europe's Space Agency at NASA's studios using a blue screen with grids.
Okay, a blue screen with grids is what they say. I would like you to show me any time when that is actually used as a blue screen, which means the blue screen's on the back, and then they display something on the blue screen to put a fake background behind it. Where is your evidence that they've ever done that? Because every time I see the actual blue screen with the white lines. And I also know just a little bit about green screens and blue screens, and those white lines would make things just a little bit more difficult. You got to have better software to be able to handle the blue and the white. Because normally a blue screen is literally just blue. Now, do they put markers on them, like little crosses and stuff like that? Yes. And maybe that's what they're claiming that this grid is supposed to be. But normally a green screen and blue screen wouldn't have those grids. A green screen is just a big cloth that's green. A blue screen is just a big cloth that's blue. Okay? So you're not proving that this is a blue screen by showing this.
This technology has been used for decades.
Okay, now, do these look like the same thing? Looks like the same guy. I'll give you that. Does that look like a water bubble? That's a water bubble. He drinks it in a second here. That's not a water bubble. This isn't the same shot. These are two different shots in two different parts of the ISS. This one he's throwing around a green ball, and this one he drinks the water bubble. So what? You're not proving that they're using a blue screen behind him. Where's your evidence of that? You don't have that proof.
It works best for 3D and live manipulation.
Oh, this is what makes it look like it's a blue screen. Now look at that grid. Does that look the same as the other grid? Not even, well, I almost said not even close. Yeah, it's kind of close because they're rectangular and square or whatever. Actually, I see most, well, I guess maybe that's a square. That's a square. That's a rectangle. But look at the one in question. Those are all squares. So this is not the same thing.
It works best for 3D and live
This is also an animation.
manipulation. It's funny. Once NASA was caught red-handed.
All right, and then there's this. So apparently, this background can be used as a green screen for this. That's apparently what they're saying. But this does not equal this. It doesn't. You can claim it does all you want, but it doesn't. You're not proving that they're faking anything. You're proving that they're using blue screens to make these kind of videos, and this video isn't up in space, but they're also using this sort of thing to measure things in their experiments. Simple as that.
It's funny. Once NASA was caught red-handed, they produced a couple of senseless videos 8 months later.
Senseless videos.
Trying to pretend like they always use them for science.
Trying to pretend. See, you just don't want to believe their explanations. Therefore, it is, again, an argument from incredulity. Because you don't want to believe it, that doesn't mean that they're lying. They're using this grid to measure stuff. That's all it is.
Experiments. Knowing it was too late. Why do clowns defend them?
And then you go into the ad hominems, of course. You gotta call us clowns.
There is no chance you could remove the background.
These people lie to your face in the hope that you will not do your own research. NASA knows that most are too lazy to dig through its massive rabbit hole.
Actually, that's... See, what you guys do is you dig through and you find things that you then take out of context. Big time. That's what's going on.
Yet, in the meantime, they just love to rub it in your face.
Okay, and what did that somehow prove? He's going to zoom in here. Yeah, right. What do you see in there? Okay, now, what did that somehow prove? I think this, because this video has been addressed in one of the Dave McKeegan videos, of course, and I think they claim that his hand goes through the cable or something like that, and, you know, claiming that it's all fake. Now remember, this is video compression big time up there, so that they can live stream video. You have to do a lot of video compression to be able to do that. And simply, this guy did the flip around sort of thing that the other guy tried earlier on. And he started to float away to his right, apparently. So this guy tries to grab him so that he doesn't float away the wrong direction and run into something or something. And all he did was he grabbed his pocket, the pocket of his pants, right? You can see it right there, with his pinky. That's all he did. There's no illusion here. There's no trickery. There's no Photoshop or video editing. He just grabbed what he could as he was going away, and his finger caught his pocket. And that's what you see. That's all it is. There's no conspiracy here. Nice try. Okay, all of this is just obvious CGI type stuff, and this is put in here. You know, there was music underneath all of this. This is just put in here to try and make you think, see, it's just all magic. It's just all magic, right? That's their claim. Now we're back to another actual shot again, and I guess this is the one that's got a little thing up here that just magically shows up out of nowhere. Now, I'd love to see the context of this video so that I understand exactly what was going on there. But again, this is just a video compression issue. Now, how they did that, if that was intentional or what, I don't know. But you're not showing us the context of where the video came from. This is video compression artifacts, big time. There's nothing here that's disproving anything.
They steal $52 million per day from American taxpayers just to create a fantasy display of men orbiting their spinning pear-shaped space testicle Earth.
Oh, what a child. Really, you gotta get sexual in there and use the word testicle? You're like a 12-year-old on a playground. Grow up. Now, let's see, what do we got here? We've got obvious... I guess that was... Okay, so what are we looking at here? Should I keep going back further? Yeah, those are the artifacts, right? Now, you're under in a pool, because that's where they train. They train in water because it simulates not having gravity. There's nothing wrong with that. But that doesn't mean... Oh, okay, this is the claim that you're seeing water bubbles up in space, right? They're claiming that they take the water bubbles out and then they put in a shot of the Earth, and they're faking all of this. That's what their claim is. It's just not true.
They steal $52 million per day from American taxpayers just to create a fantasy.
You know, actually, I would think this is probably created by a flat earther to show how they must have done it, right? So somebody took some water footage, was that it? And then they took out the water bubbles and then added the Earth to try and make it, right? This looks to me like this was created by a flat earther to try and show you how they did it. But they don't have actual evidence that they did it like this. It's just an accusation.
They steal $52 million per day from American taxpayers just to create a fantasy display of men orbiting their...
Now, the money aspect of it... Hey, I'm no fan of spending tax dollars. So, yeah, I got a problem with how much money goes to waste. But that doesn't prove that they're making cartoons for us instead of showing us actual video of the ISS or the moon landing a long time ago or any of that.
Spinning pear-shaped space testicle Earth. Their green screens are awful.
That's not a green screen. Where's your evidence it's a green screen? And if that's all done by Hollywood, why would it be so horribly done? They're perfect in Hollywood, yet they can't get it right with NASA, which is the actual thing that they've got to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. Wouldn't it be more important to be more precise here than in Hollywood, which are known fictitious movies? There's zero logic behind this.
When they are live and something glitches, their reactions are always priceless.
Contrived. Just because the guy's eyes get bigger at a particular point when there's some sort of a video compression glitch doesn't mean that...
Their reactions are always priceless.
Doesn't mean that he like... Oh, I see we're going to get exposed. We're in trouble now. That's not the emotion on his face. You can imagine that is the emotion on his face. You can imagine that is the thought that is in his head. But you can't prove that. You're just assuming it because of your bias, because of your desire to want to believe in this flat earth garbage. That's what you see.
I'm not sure why you globeheads keep
But a guy opening his eyes doesn't prove that it's all fake.
defending all of this. Are you waiting on NASA to finally come forward?
And now it's the, this is funny. It's just a huge straw man argument, and he's going to come up with this big fictitious NASA admits to the world, and it's just dumb. It really is. And it's bad acting, and it's a bad script. I mean, it's really comical how bad this straw man argument really is.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dear citizens of America. We here at NASA have been lying to you all since the 60s.
Why did whoever wrote this script, why did you choose the 60s? Wasn't NASA founded in the 50s? Well, why didn't you choose the 50s? If this deception has been going on for centuries and millennia, why didn't you choose way, way, way long ago? Now, of course, this is a supposed NASA representative, therefore he's going to stick with NASA numbers, but shouldn't you have said the 50s? I thought NASA was, actually, I'd kind of like to know that. Let's see here. When was NASA founded? Well, 1958, that's what I thought. Yeah, 1958. So where is this? Why did you say the 60s? Were they truthful for the first 2 years, and then once the clicked over to 1960, they started, it's just a bad script. You guys don't know what you're even talking about.
About our projects, operations, and missions into outer space. We have never been higher than lower Earth orbit.
False. We were for the moon landing, and the photos prove that it actually happened.
Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go.
Now, who's the we that he's talking about there? Because this is a video from the ISS. Now, I don't see any context in this video to explain what exactly he was talking about, but I'm guessing he was talking about the ISS, which is orbiting the planet, which can't go beyond low Earth orbit. I don't see any problem with this. Was he in fact saying that NASA does not have any vehicles at all, any spaceships at all, that can go beyond low Earth orbit? If you can prove to me that that is what he actually meant, okay. But I'm pretty sure they put the James Webb telescope up there, and I'm pretty sure they've put like Voyager out there a long time ago. Wasn't there one called Orion? But, there have been things that have gone beyond low Earth orbit. This video must be just talking about the ISS itself. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me on that. But show me the video in full context.
Every image we have shown you is CGI. Our films are mostly done in an underwater buoyancy facility. We have funneled millions of dollars per day to show you cartoons and false illusions.
False illusions, as opposed to those true illusions. Who wrote this script?
And we are truly very sorry. We will repay all taxpayers back the trillions of dollars we have stolen. This will be divided evenly between,
this is funny,
the citizens of America, as well as rebuilding poverty-stricken towns and cities all across America.
Which is the citizens of America.
As this department has finally come to an end.
And so has this video, and of course your credibility is shot. All of this stuff is because the flat earthers are infected with a demon, or a set of demons, a legion of demons, that I believe generally boils down to a spirit of confusion. Video number 3 done. Moving on.